oftentimes as a provider, I'm very excited to get in there and get started providing interventions. Authentic assessment using observation of the child and conversations with families helps by slowing me down to observe the child, build a relationship with the family, learn more about routines, so that together we're building effective interventions. Using observation really allows me the opportunity to get to know a child. It allows me to step back and really observe what they would do during a typical routine or activity. And sometimes while you're doing that, it allows you to see a mastery of skills that you might not have been able to see if you were using some kind of direct test or if you were very busy interacting with the child. Stepping back and allowing yourself to really observe that child allows you to see a whole different set of skills that you might not normally get to see. One example is when I got to see a little girl named Tanya and her family during dinner time. It can be kind of hard to get everything coordinated, especially when you have a busy family and a busy provider, but it was really amazing. I had the opportunity to see some things I might not have normally seen if we were only working on intervention. I just sat back and I watched what happened during dinner, and lo and behold, in the middle of dinner, she just started stacking her crackers, which was amazing. I'd never seen her do anything like any kind of aligning or stacking of objects, and she was counting while she was stacking them. And it was just a really beautiful moment where I thought I never would have gotten to see her do that if I hadn't sat back and watched this routine. And then I also learned so much about how that family functions. It kind of helped me come up with some new ideas of how the family could support Tanya in gaining her next set of skills. Observing really allows me to get so much more information about a child and their family than just completing an item on an assessment tool. For example, I was observing Tanya and her mother Laura just working with some pens and paper and markers and seeing how Tanya's fine motor skills, what level she was at. And rather than just saying, oh, Tanya can scribble or she can draw a triangle, what I had the opportunity to observe was Laura teaching her daughter about how to draw a face and what the parts of the body were. And for me, what that did is it showed me what's really important to Laura. It seems like communication is important to her, learning about the parts of the body, not just how Tanya can draw and use a pen and pencil. From there, we had the opportunity then to collaborate and talk about what would be other ways to support Tanya in moving forward with her development of new skills that were very appropriate to this family. Observation really helps me help the family understand why typical activities and routines are so important. That's where we see the child really mastering their skills. And this is the area where the family has the greatest opportunity to be encouraging their child and helping them practice and master new skills. Conversations with families perfectly complement my own observations to allow for a more complete assessment.
I mean, he's got some words when he's calm enough to use them, but if he's mad, then he can't. Like this morning, I think it was that he was hungry, and by that point, he was just so mad he couldn't say snack.
I can't be there at every moment of the child's life, but the family is, and they have really great information about the child's skills. And one example of this is that when I was working with Ben's family, his mother and I had a conversation about his current skills, and we started talking about walking and learned more about how he was walking and his mobility. But then I had the opportunity to learn a lot more about how his behavior was also affecting his current skills and his opportunities to acquire new skills. And that really helped me not only in completing an assessment tool, but also in directing our next steps and working with the family and developing solutions around some of those behaviors. Video is a really nice complement to authentic assessment. I've had to learn a couple new skills, but it's been well worthwhile. It helps improve accuracy because it allows you to go back and check and see, did I see what I really thought I was seeing? It also helps document progress over time. So if you document the child in one particular skill, you have the opportunity to document them later and really show the parents that amazing progress that the child might have made. When they're taking little baby steps towards that progress, it's not as noticeable, but then when you can see over time, it can be a really amazing thing. It also allows you to have a piece of information that you can share with another provider to get some additional feedback, or you can also share it with the family and get their input on the child's skills. Video also allows you to look at several different skill sets. I remember using video to watch Tanya getting out of her chair at dinner time and walking into the bathroom to wash her hands. I was really focusing on how Tanya was moving, but later on I was also able to use the video to look at her communication and her self-help skills. I think that video helps you capture the richness, and it's not something that you can take in all at one time, so then you can go through and take it apart and really absorb the richness of that routine. Sometimes families are more than happy to borrow a camera from me and use it for videotaping their child during routines that I can't be there for. There's no extra parties, no one else distracting from what's going on, and you really get to see what happens when you're not there. It really allowed me an opportunity to see Ben participating with all the members of his family and how he interacts and participates in those routines. Authentic assessment really helps me to get to know a child over time in a variety of routines and activities and with a variety of people. It helps us plan intervention that is truly meaningful and useful.